You probably walk past these items every single day and think they're just, cheap junk. But what if I told you some of them are actually life-saving survival tools in disguise? Today, I'm on a mission. I've got just the change in my pocket, and I'm going to build a complete survival kit from what I find in this dollar store. Stick with me, and I'll show you the prepping hacks that could one day save your life. Let's be real for a second. The number one thing that stops people from getting prepared for an emergency is cost. We see these $1,000 gear lists, giant buckets of 25-year freeze-dried food, and all these high-tech gadgets, and we think, I just can't afford to be safe. That kind of thinking ends today. This isn't about spending a fortune. It's about being smarter than the emergency. It's about empowerment. It's about knowing that with a little bit of cleverness, you can walk into any dollar store in America and walk out with a legitimate, life-saving survival kit. So, our mission is to build a full 72-hour survival kit for one person. Why 72 hours? Because after a major disaster, a hurricane, an earthquake, a massive power grid failure, it can take up to 3 days for first responders to reach everyone. During that window, you are your own first responder. Your safety is entirely in your hands. So let's get started. We're hunting for the 5 pillars of survival: fire, water, shelter, food, and first aid. All right, first stop, fire starting supplies. This is absolutely the first thing you need. I'm grabbing a multi-pack of lighters. You can never have too many of these. And then over here in the health and beauty aisle, I'm grabbing 2 ingredients that look totally innocent, but are pure survival gold: a jar of petroleum jelly and a bag of cotton balls. We'll come back to why this is one of the best fire starters on the planet. Next up, water and food. This is going to be the heaviest part of the kit. The foundation is simple: bottled water. The rule of thumb is 1 gallon per person per day, so for a 72-hour kit, that's 3 gallons. But we also need a way to make more water safe. So in the kitchen aisle, I'm grabbing one of these aluminum foil bread pans. And let's get some of these electrolyte powder packs. These are crucial for staying hydrated. For food, we're thinking pure calories and total convenience. I'm looking for ready-to-eat stuff, no cooking required. Canned tuna and chicken are packed with protein. Canned fruits, vegetables, and soups are also fantastic. And I see some ready-to-eat rice pouches. Perfect, no extra water needed. Finally, a manual can opener. This is the unsung hero of your survival kit. It's one of the most forgotten but most critical tools you can have. Now, let's talk shelter and warmth. People can get dangerously cold in an emergency, even inside their own homes. We need to fight that. An emergency candle is an obvious grab for light and a little bit of heat, but the real secret is over here in the bathroom section. This vinyl shower curtain liner, this is your instant survival shelter. Paired with a roll of duct tape from the hardware aisle, this thing becomes an incredibly versatile tool. And don't forget a pack of heavy-duty trash bags. These have at least a dozen survival uses. Finally, let's build our first aid and toolkit. The dollar store has a surprisingly decent selection here. I'm grabbing assorted bandages, antiseptic wipes, medical tape, and some pain relievers. We also need hygiene items. A travel toothbrush, toothpaste, and a pack of baby wipes are worth their weight in gold when the water is out. Bad hygiene can lead to illness fast, making a bad situation even worse. For tools, a basic utility knife and some rubber gloves are essential for protecting your hands. And check this out: solar-powered garden stakes. I'm grabbing 2 of these. You'll see why in just a minute. Okay, haul secured. Let's get this back to the workshop, and I'll show you how to turn this pile of cheap stuff into a kit that can genuinely save your life. Welcome back. Everything you see laid out on this table came from the dollar store, and it's all you need to survive for 72 hours. Let's break down the hacks. Hack number 1, the unstoppable fire starter. Remember that petroleum jelly and those cotton balls? This is a classic prepper secret for a very good reason. Take a cotton ball and just work a good thumbnail-sized amount of the jelly into it, really getting it into the fibers. What you've just made is a fire starter that's waterproof, wind-resistant, and will burn for minutes. The cotton acts as a wick, and the petroleum jelly is a stable, slow-burning fuel. Trust me, these are way more reliable than matches in damp conditions. A single bag of cotton balls and 1 jar of jelly can make hundreds of these. Hack number 2, the water purification system. In a survival situation, dehydration will get you faster than starvation. The water you brought will eventually run out. That foil bread pan? That's your new pot for boiling water. Boiling is one of the most effective ways to kill pathogens and make questionable water safe to drink. What about those trash bags I grabbed? You can use them to set up a rainwater collection system. Just drape on over a hole to let it fill up, then pour that water into your pan for boiling. Drink it with an electrolyte mix to help replenish the minerals you lose from stress and sweat. Hack number 3. Instant shelter and warmth. That 99-cent shower curtain is now your emergency shelter. It's waterproof and big enough to create a lean-to, uses a personal poncho to stay dry, or lay it out as a ground tarp to keep you insulated from the cold, wet ground. Use the duct tape to reinforce the corners and make little tie-out points with small pebbles. If you're inside a house without heat, you can even tape it over a doorway to seal off a small room, concentrating your body heat and the warmth from an emergency candle to stay warm. Hack number 4. Light without batteries. Those solar garden lights are a total game changer. Just stick them outside in the sun during the day to charge up. At night, bring them inside. You now have a free, renewable, and safe source of light that lasts for hours. There's no fire risk like with a candle, and no worrying about your flashlight batteries dying. You can have one for your main room and one for the bathroom. It's a simple trick that provides a huge amount of comfort and safety when the power is out. Hack number 5. The hygiene kit that prevents sickness. An emergency isn't just about surviving the initial event, it's about staying healthy in the aftermath. When sanitation systems are down, disease can spread like wildfire. Those baby wipes are your shower now. Use them to stay clean and help prevent skin infections. The hand sanitizer, soap, and dental supplies aren't luxuries. They are critical tools to keep you from getting sick when you absolutely can't afford to be. Hack number 6. The no-cook survival kitchen. Energy is everything, and that means calories. Every food item I grabbed requires 0 cooking and 0 water. The canned meats and tuna give you vital protein and fats. The ready-to-eat rice pouches offer carbs for energy. The absolute key here is having that manual can opener. Without it, all those cans are just heavy paperweights. Don't rely on pull tabs, they can and do break. If you're finding these hacks useful and realizing you can totally do this on a budget, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It tells YouTube you're getting value, and it helps get this video in front of more people who really need to see it. All right, let's put this all together. The final piece of our dollar store puzzle is a simple bag. It could be a cheap backpack, a duffel bag, or even a sturdy tote. First, the heavy stuff goes in at the bottom, your water and your canned goods. Then we'll pack the other items in Ziploc bags to keep everything organized and waterproof. One bag for our fire kit, lighters and our petroleum jelly fire starters. Another for first aid and hygiene. Another for tools, the can opener, utility knife, and duct tape. The shower curtain and trash bags can be folded flat and slid right down the side. Our solar lights and candles go in last. And look at this, a complete 72-hour survival kit, all packed and ready to go. The total cost for everything you see here was less than a night out at the movies. You can build one for every single member of your family. Keep one in your home and then build a smaller one for your car. What we've built here today is much more than just a bag of cheap items. It's proof. It's proof that you don't need to be rich to be prepared. Proof that you have the power to take control of your own safety. The most expensive, high-end gear in the world is useless if you don't have it with you when things go sideways. This kit, a kit that you can actually afford to build today, is infinitely more valuable. The real tool is the knowledge. The real gear is your own cleverness. Start small. Start today. Walk into that dollar store with a brand new mission. What did I miss? What are your go-to dollar store survival finds? Drop them in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want to learn more ways to be prepared without breaking the bank, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Stay smart and stay safe.